Hello, D&Ders, RPGers, Game Masters, and anybody else interested in this kind of stuff. This is my first day of summer vacation, so immediately I started thinking D&D. I'm sorry, and I kind of look I play all year long, but now I get to really kind of start playing with certain elements of the whole entire thing. And I started focusing mainly on WhiteBox because I just ran a campaign a few days ago. Mike came up, we played with a bunch of my friends in town, and it was quite fun. Right. In the process, I kind of came up with a way of, he was helping me with it. We came up with a way we can actually roll for stats using a single six-sided dice. But before I get into that, I just want to show you some data crunching he and I were doing on a whiteboard. Okay. And we were using the Hamid dice roller. And we found out some very, very interesting things. And you're going to find out why we did what we did when you see this. So if you go to the Hamid dice roller, and the link is down, the link to both things I'm showing you is in the description, so you can look at this. When you look at the Hamid dice roller, and it's pretty interesting, you can roll 3d6 100 times. And when you do, you get stats that look like this. And it's crazy. So I went through it, and I circled two of them in particular. But look at this. This is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And I look for how many times either a 17 or 18 show up in all these rolls. Twice. Okay. So the odds of rolling an 18 or even a 17 is pretty astronomical. This is like 2% of the time, right? So I started thinking to myself, why don't they get a bigger bonus, right? I know it's in OSR games, it's like 15 and above, it's a +1. So if you roll a 17 or 18, I said, I'm looking at white lies as my reference point. 17, 18 is a +2. So I'm going to let you know that change I'm making. So you say, where did you come up with this? Well, part of it's white lies. Link to that's the description. But this right here, I said, I'm going to formulate my characters in the future using this because of the odds of rolling a 17 or 18 are so remote. If you do get to roll one, it's pretty astronomical. That being said, the odds of rolling it is going to be much higher by the method I'm going to use. I'm going to call it the D6 method of rolling. And I explain how this works, all right? So how this works is that you're going to roll 3 dice. So if I roll 3, in this case, I was using these big yellow dice, and you're going to add those D6s to 3 of your traits, starting with the 12. So the odds of this happening, look at the way this is set up. So 12 plus 1d6, the odds of rolling a 5 or 6 is basically a third, right? You can either roll 5 or 6, gives you a 17 or 18 if you're adding it to a 12, which is 33% of the time. But there's a higher probability you can roll a 4, 3, or 2, which is going to give you a 14 to 16, which is 50%. And then your bonus roll of rolling a 1 gives you nothing, right? So there's a 17% chance that could happen. And you're also going to roll 3 more dice. And we did this. This worked really smooth, very quick, and people liked it. We're doing a one-shot, right? And so if you roll 3 6-sided dice and you're going to subtract them from 10, you also have the probability, if you roll 1 or a 2, 33% of the time, it's going to have no effect on whether or not you get a bonus or a subtraction, I guess you might say, a minus. 2, 4, 5 get 50%. But if you roll a 6, there is a 17% chance you'll get a -2. How this works out, and I'll just show you what this looks like because I have just an example, right? So this is your bonus stats. Say someone rolls a 3, a 6, and a 5. So if you get a 12 plus 3, you get a 15, you get a +1. 12 plus 6, you get an 18, that's a +2, or 12 plus 5, 17 is a +2. And I'm using the white lie stat. Now, I told you why the odds of rolling a 17 or 18, you saw there was no 18s on that board, but there was 2 17s. So it's pretty remote. So I kind of feel pretty good about it, but this increases the chance of getting the bonus. Now, once stats are rolled in my game, they do not increase. Like 5e, you have the ability to increase stats as you go. I think you're just as strong as you are, and you're not going to get stronger. That's just what I do. Or you're smart as you are, you're not going to get smarter. So it makes it, I don't believe in the climb that gets bloaty, right? Let's do the minus stats. Suppose I rolled a 2, 6, and a 4. Once again, 10 minus 2 is 8. That's not going to have any impact on whether you get a bonus. 10 minus 6 gives you a 4, which gives you a -2, according to this chart. And at 10 minus 4 equals a 6, but that's a -1. When you look at this put together, it kind of shows that overall the character gets a +2 for their total. And the best thing about it was, like, when you're talking about people at the table, like I had 6 people at the table and they all did this methodology. Everyone had bonuses in certain things and everyone had minuses in certain things. And it made the game more interesting. So this is something you may want to try with your thing. And it's really easy. You just get 3 different color 3 dice one color, 3 dice a different color. They can roll them all at once, and you just move it around, and then they move the stats where they want it. That's kind of what we did, and for some reason, everyone seemed to like it. Okay, so this is one method of doing something, and this is it all on one page. If you just want to show this to your friends when you try to do it, has all the probability and what you should do for doing it. Okay, with that, hopefully you have a great day. Okay, game on.